18-year-old Bobby Tillman of Douglasville, Georgia, was brutally beaten at a house party by a group of 4 teens. Bobby Tillman was a loving young man who touched everyone he knew. His friends will always say how he was a great guy who loved basketball and was never into any drama. On November 6, 2010, Bobby and a few of his friends would go to a house party that they were invited to by 2 girls from a neighboring high school. Now, when they arrived, everything was going fine. Music was playing, people were dancing, and everyone seemed to be having a great time. Around 11:30 p.m., the party would become overcrowded and would suddenly be shut down by the 2 girls' parents. Over hundreds of teens would crowd into the dead-end street of parked cars, and of course, a few fights would start. Bobby and his friends would then head to their car to leave, but they would somehow be separated due to all the confusion. Now, during this time, an argument between 2 women and a man would begin. The woman would hit one of the men, and instead of hitting her back, he stated that he would hit the next man that came across his path. And sadly, there was 18-year-old Bobby Tillman. Bobby would come walking by, and that's when 18-year-old Emmanuel Boykins would brutally strike him. His friends, Tracy Franklin, Quantez Mallory, and Horace Coleman, will all join in the beating. The beating would last for a few minutes until the group of teens stopped after they noticed that Bobby wasn't moving. Neighbors in the quiet community would immediately call police after hearing all the commotion. And when they arrived, the group of teens would scatter, and they would find 18-year-old Bobby Tillman on the ground suffering from his injuries. They would immediately call EMS and rush him to the hospital, but sadly, 18-year-old Bobby Tillman would die from his injuries.